as operation audit or efficiency audit. So those are the method and procedure of carrying out internal audit work. So let's move to the word relationship between internal and external auditor. So in relationship, we look at the similarity of both internal and external auditor. In similarity, let's look at the first one. In similarity, both have common interest. Both the internal and external auditor have common interest in accounting system. That is, they ensure that the accounting system is adequate. Number two of it, both are expected to have a degree of independence. That is, both are expected to have a degree of independence for effective and efficient performance. 3. Both ensure a sound and effective system. Both ensure a sound and effective system of internal control. Number 4, they use similar audit technique. Techniques. Number 5, they use or they safeguard the company asset. Safeguarding of the company assets. Number 6, they use or they monitor the operational effectiveness of internal control system. Monitoring the operational effectiveness of the internal control system. So those are the similarity of internal auditor and external auditor. Let's look at the difference between internal auditor and the external auditor. Differences now. You have internal auditor, you have external auditor. Internal auditor and external auditor. The difference in terms of scope, the internal auditor is restricted by management. While external auditor, it is stipulated or defined by statutes. The scope of the internal auditor is restricted by management, while the for external auditor is defined by statute. The second one, in terms of what method of approach. In internal auditor, a review of system of internal control toward ensuring compliance. I repeat, a review of the system of internal control toward ensuring compliance. While for external auditor, report on the financial statement review and audited. Report on the financial statement reviewed and audited. Type of method of approach, I said the internal auditor deal with what? A review of the system of internal control toward ensuring compliance, while the external auditor, they report on the financial statement review and audited. The third one, in terms of responsibility, the internal auditor is responsible to the management, while the external auditor is responsible to the shareholders. So those are the three main differences between internal auditor and external auditor. But we should know that the chief internal auditor should report to whosoever exercise overall financial control in the enterprise. This should be the chief executive. The internal audit function or department should not come under the control of the day-to-day head of the account department, as this will impair on his independence. So that is that for differences that occur between internal auditor and external auditor. So let's move to the area where the internal auditor could be assisted to external auditor. What area? The first one, we look at the preparation of schedule, summaries, and analysis required by the external auditor. The second one is the attendance and observation. Attendance and observation at stock counts and cash count. We may also look at the third one. By visiting the branch in case of large organization. Visit the branch in case of large organization. The fourth one is by circularization of debtors and creditors. The fifth one is review of internal control system. Number 6, verification of transaction. And balances. And the number 7, system documentation. So those are the area where the internal auditor will be of assistance to external auditors. So area of work overlaps. Now, areas of work overlaps. We look at since both internal and external auditor could sometimes be qualified with the relevant professional training, they could have the following areas of work overlaps. The first one is that examination of the accounting record and support document. Examination of accounting records and supporting documents. The second one is by examination of the system, of internal control. The third one is that verification of assets and liabilities. The fourth one is observation, inquiry, and making of statistical and accounting ratio measurement. So those are the area of work overlap. I repeat: number one, examination of the accounting records and supporting documents. Number two, examination of the system of internal control. Number three, verification of asset and liability. And number four, observation, inquiry, and the making of statistical and accounting ratio measurement. So let's move to the factors that determine the extent to which the external auditor can rely on the work of the internal auditor. What are the factors? Look at the one, degree of independence and objectivity of the internal auditor. Degree of independence. Look at the degree of independence and objectivity of the internal auditor. That's the first one. The second one is what? Relevance of the scope and objective of internal audit function. Relevance of the scope and the objective of the internal audit function. The third one is that the competence and the experience of the internal auditor. This bears on the quality of work. We can look at number 4, the extent to which the internal auditor exercise due professional care in the conduct of their work. The extent of exercising due professional care in the conduct of their work. So the next one, which is number 5, the qualification of internal auditor. Look at the qualification of internal auditor. Number 7, look at the degree of cooperation experienced in the past. Degree of cooperation experience in the past. Number 8, we look at the responsibility of the internal auditor. Responsibility of internal auditor. Number 9, look at the efficiency of the internal audit department, efficiencies of the internal audit department, and we can also have the adequate